Hey guys, welcome back to Reaction Reviews. And it is officially here, the official trailer for Disney's Snow White, the remake that really has stirred up a lot of controversy. We saw the still shots and the production materials that they were putting out, and it looked horrible. And so they went back and did some rewrites and revisions, and now they're, I guess, confident enough to release their new version. And oh my goodness, it's finally here. I guess they've had it released for maybe a week or two in theaters only. And there's some speculation as to why they did that, because obviously they're afraid that on YouTube that it's going to get a lot of downvotes, and they wanted people to get a chance to see it in theaters before it got ratioed on the internet. And so they've officially finally released it on YouTube on December 3rd. And so let's go ahead and check this out and see if what they've come up with is any better than what they had showed us before. I'm very skeptical, I'll just say that much going into it, but I'll give it a fair shake. I'll give it a fair try. Okay, this is the official trailer for Snow White, and here we go.
This was my father's kingdom, a place of fairness. Wipe the queen. Change everything.
Take him away!
Your Majesty,
What did you say?
the people need some kindness.
You know, I really don't remember you being this opinionated.
I don't either.
Magic mirror on the wall. Who is the fairest of them all?
Famed is thy beauty, Majesty. But a lovely maiden I now behold.
I look at you, and I just want to be the fairest of them all.
The queen is evil. You must flee into the woods.
March 21st is when this is coming out.
My parents always said this forest was a magical place. Hello? Is there anybody here?
Okay, I like that shot of the dwarfs in the background. That was a nice shot. Oh my goodness. The dwarfs are CGI.
It's a human.
What did you think I was?
Nothing, ghost. You'll be safe from the queen here.
The queen stole everything from all of us. We're gonna need your help. It's time to restore our kingdom.
Oh, give me a break. Really?
Find Snow White.
And of course, the modern type music.
This is our kingdom, and now we're here to take it back.
You were saying. I'm sorry, my dear. Did I frighten you?
I'm sorry, dear. Did I frighten you? Yeah, the trailer actually did frighten me a little bit. Okay, hold. Tyrone Magnus's reaction popping up. Hey, Tyrone! Shout out to Tyrone Magnus. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to watch his reaction after I'm done commenting on this, because I'm sure his reaction will be interesting. Let's go ahead and go back into this and take a look at it. I'm gonna go ahead and read the description real quick. Mirror, mirror on the wall, or magic mirror on the wall. It actually is magic mirror. I don't know where we got the difference between the two, mirror, mirror, and magic mirror, because in the original, the film, they did say magic mirror on the wall. So I'll have to go back and research that and find out where that mirror came from. Because I just watched the original recently. And I have a lot of opinions about this. I'm not going to be able to get into all of them on this video. I even did a sermon about it, actually, at one point, a year or two ago. about the Christian elements and the spiritual elements in the original Disney version from the 1930s. And that is one of the reasons why I am so disgusted by this. It is throwing all that out the window. This is the original Disney Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. It's probably my favorite of all the Disney cartoon movies. It's probably the best of all time. It's the very first one that got Disney started back when Walt was, in charge of everything. And since he's gone, everything has just gone way downhill, and they've turned it into this bullcrap that you're seeing now. But there were just so many elements in it that were just so beautiful when you look at it and see the story behind it and understand the symbolism in the film. And they're just getting rid of all of that. They're turning this into something else. They're completely rewriting the story, and they're turning her into, in the original, the symbolism was, of course, the prince that comes to save her, which is apparently getting written out of this movie, or at least to a minor role. But they've made no qualms about the idea that they're dismissing the prince. She's this heroine all of her own, and she doesn't need some prince to come and save her. Well, that flies in the face of the whole meaning of the original movie, is that we as humans can't save ourselves. We need somebody to come and save us, and that's where the Christ figure comes in the form of the prince, and saves us. And the whole beautiful ending of riding off into the sunset and the castle in the sky is just so beautiful. Symbolism of, when we die, it's one thing that the main character dies in the film, but then you see her, come back to life, and they live happily ever after. She doesn't actually come back to life and live her human life again. She's died, but she's going on to a new life in heaven, is what that ending is. And they just threw that all out the window. Live action musical reimagining of the studio classics 1937 film journeys back to the timeless story. Yeah, it's a timeless story. That's the point. But Rachel Zegler famously went and did her interview and said it's outdated. Well, which is it, Disney? Is it a timeless story, or is it outdated? Well, apparently they don't believe their own comment here that it's a timeless story, because they are throwing away the story, and they're updating it, in air quotes. They're updating it, which is basically tearing it apart and rewriting it. They're confusing Snow White with what's the character's name? The girl that dressed up like a boy, the Chinese girl, and went off into battle. Starts with an M. It's not Moana. Mulan. They're mixing up Snow White with the story of Mulan. If you want to tell the story of Mulan, tell the story of Mulan. But don't pretend to tell the story of Snow White and turn it into Mulan. They're just making all these characters, just cookie cutter, all the same character, the same woke version of these classic great characters. Back to the timeless story when Rachel Zegler, in the title role, and Gal Gadot as her stepmother, the evil queen. Gal Gadot, I really enjoy her as an actress. I think she's great. I'm disappointed that they may have ruined her reputation forever with this movie. The new trailer showcases the scale and beauty of the lavish production design. The beloved lavish production design, yeah. Just everything in it's CGI. They've got a few human characters in it, but even the dwarves, well, I'll give them credit. At least they didn't change. They kept them as dwarves. That was one of the worst mistakes they could have made, is when they announced that they were turning them into 7 magical creatures or whatever that were basically woke type characters that weren't dwarves. And it completely changed the whole concept of the original for no better reason than to just virtue signal to the woke crowd. It's just insane. Lavish production design, way too much CGI. At least they didn't. They still kept them as dwarves, but they should have cast human little people in the roles. And the actor that plays Tyrion Lannister on Game of Thrones, I'm trying to think of his name. He famously went on a rant about how this was belittling. What's the politically correct phrase for him now? Little people is only what I can think of. I don't like that phrase, but I can't think. They keep changing the terminology so quick. They'll come out with a new term and say this is what you have to call them now, and then a year down the road or 2 years down the road, they say that's insensitive and they got to change it to something new. And so you never can keep up with the terminology in order to satisfy the people that are complaining, the cancel culture. But he made this big statement about how it was disrespectful to little people, whatever you want to call them. And I think it's disrespectful what they did here. They should have cast these people in the roles and give them jobs. They have eliminated the jobs of all these actors out there that could have filled those roles and gotten rid of them, replaced them with CGI. It's the modern equivalent of the steam engine coming in and replacing the workers. The beginning of the Industrial Revolution sort of thing. And that's why so many people were against that, is because it was taking away people's jobs. Well, Tyrion Lannister, you brought this on yourself. You could have had a good job here playing one of these roles. And I have no idea what he was thinking, how he thought in a million years that this could have been disrespectful just because they were dwarves. And of course, a dwarf isn't, we're not calling you a dwarf. You're playing a dwarf. Just like if you were to play on the Star Wars Return of the Jedi as an Ewok, we're not calling you an Ewok. You're playing an Ewok. If you were to play in the a remake of The Wizard of Oz, we wouldn't be calling you a Munchkin, but you would be playing a Munchkin. And so playing a dwarf would be a legitimate role to where a character could bring new life into these characters, or an actor could bring new life into these characters, and make the role great. Some great supporting actors out there could really make these characters very memorable. But no, they had to go with CGI on the characters that could have been played by humans. I thought it looked like the CGI was too much in the backgrounds. They could have done a lot of that with not special effects, but with practical effects. And as a Star Wars fan growing up, that was one of the great things about the Star Wars movies, is that they used practical effects in the original trilogy. And then when they came out and updated and started doing CGI, they did it sparingly. At least in the beginning they did, until George Lucas came along and started doing his updated versions, where they started replacing too much, maybe a little bit, but with the CGI. But the great things about these movies is when they can use a great mixture of CGI when it's needed, and practical effects as well, because you use too much CGI and it just looks fake. And the whole point of doing a live action movie, to me, I would think, would be to make it look realistic. And looking at this scenery with all the backgrounds, when everything from the trees and the grass and the flowers and all the woodland creatures, by making everything CGI, and the only thing in the whole shot and the whole sequences that is real would be the actress playing Snow White, it just kind of defeats the whole purpose. You're just replacing an animated series with a modern animated series. And it's just too much. But here, let's see. The new trailer showcases the scale and beauty of the lavish production design. The beloved characters of Bashful, Doc, Dopey, Grumpy, Happy, Sleepy, Sneezy, and a first look at the power ballad, Waiting on a Wish. Power ballad, give me a break. That's not a power ballad. That's one of these modern la 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 on top of the world, or part of your world sort of thing. It's just a remake of all the classic Disney, modern Disney songs, where you've got the lead female singer singing this poppy version. The music from the original was great. And this song, again, the song that they previewed on there, it just sounded like Part of Your World with new lyrics. And so I'm not impressed with what I've seen so far of the music on here. And the original songs from EGOT winners, Benji Pasek and Justin Paul from The Greatest Showman. Okay, so EGOT, that's a pretty good accomplishment there, that they were able to get all four of those. But Waiting on a Wish, not impressed. I hate that they're changing the story so much. I am just very, very disappointed in this, and I am not looking forward to it. But yeah, I don't have time to get into all the issues I have with it here. I could literally talk for hours on it, but I don't want to waste all your time on this short video. But beautiful Wicked Witch. But of course that makes sense because she's supposed to be the fairest of them all. And of course that's concentrating on the physical appearance, and there's more to it than that. You know, the fairest of them all. I do agree with how they handled that they're taking it into more of a direction of, instead of being physically beautiful, that they're concentrating more on the beauty inside. And I think that's an important part of the story, but that was part of the original as well. They're, of course, expanding the story, introducing some new characters in the beginning. She's leading some revolution, like I said, which is completely changing the character and turning her into a Mulan character. The Magic Mirror, they changed his dialogue. That was a classic dialogue that they used to have with him, and they've changed it. The story of the Huntsman, we just saw like a very quick clip of that. It seems to be following closely with the story that they had him, but of course he was just a passing, fleeting character, an important one, but fleeting. Yeah, those woodland creatures and the backgrounds and everything is just too much. I did like that shot they showed of the seven dwarves walking across the chasm with the fallen tree. That was very beautiful and iconic. Except once again, too much CGI with the background foliage and everything. They should have done more with practical effects on the backgrounds. This was kind of odd that they showed the dwarves, the first time they meet her, they're all wearing their pajamas. You know, in the original story, they're coming home from work. I mean, why would they be wearing their pajamas when they suddenly discover that she's in the house? They come home, they see that she's already tidied up and everything, and then they go ahead and get ready for bed? Yeah, without checking the house to see if she's still there first. And, I'll have to see it to understand where that's coming from. But right now, that doesn't make sense to me that they're wearing their pajamas when they meet her for the first time. The whole revolt situation with the military attack completely gets rid of the original story. And once again, right here, that pops up, it says the text on the screen, the classic story. And they have basically crapped on the classic story and turned it into this modern, it's not even a retelling, a modern, I'm trying to think of a nice word to say, but the words that are coming to my mind aren't very good for polite mixed company. So I'm just going to leave it at that. I am very disappointed with this trailer, not looking forward to seeing it at all. I will see it at some point, of course, because I have to review it. But I am not anticipating enjoying this at all. On a scale of 1 to 10, I imagine that when I see this movie, from what I've seen so far, it's going to get, if I could give it a -1 score, I would. But I think I could give it a 0 or maybe a 1. I can't give it a 0 because really a 0 would be something that, you just walk out with a cell phone and just don't even have a script for. You just start filming just for the sake of filming. That'd be a 0. But 1 out of 10 is what I'm giving it so far. I'll watch it And once again, you can't always judge a book by its cover. You can't always judge a film by its trailer. But from what I've seen from this trailer, not impressed. Comment down below, guys. What do you think? Are you planning on seeing it? Are you excited to see it? Or do you think this is going to be a flop? Honestly, I think we're getting to the point real soon to where our society is just getting tired of this bull crap, this woke nonsense. And if Hollywood doesn't straighten up and finally start making some decent movies again, I think the people are just going to stop watching them. I mean, you've got independent studios. You've got Angel Studios coming out, for example, with a new movie that's in theaters right now that I do want to go see, but I don't want to go to the theaters, but I may go for this one. They're the best Christmas pageant ever from Angel Studios. The trailer on it looks fantastic. The original material, the book, is great. I've seen a couple interviews talking about behind the scenes of this new version, and from what I've heard, it sounds like it's going to be really good. So with these independent studios and newer studios coming out with great films like this, as everybody's predicting it's going to be, I think they're going to start replacing these big budget Hollywood movies that just can't seem to make anything good anymore. And so unpaid, unsolicited suggestion, go check out in the theaters while it's still there before Christmas, the greatest Christmas pageant ever. Be much better than going to see Snow White when it comes out in theaters on March 21st. Anyway, that's my opinion. Comment down below what you guys think. If you enjoyed my reaction, hit the like button. Comment down below again. Turn on notifications and subscribe to the channel so you know we add new content. And we'll see you next time on Light Side Reactions or Reaction Reviews. And also Monday through Friday, the Light Side Music Reactions. And on weekends, our Mutt Club Food Review. See you next time, guys. Bye.